How I make foam templates. Index. First, I look for a 3D model of the helmet on the internet. I check the quality if it is equal to the original. I'm going to print it in parts, because I want one at the original size. Other times, I printed it whole scale to 50%, and then scaled it back to 100%. If I can't find the helmet, I buy it in CG Trader, where there are very good quality models. I prepare the 3D files to send to print. I check all the complete helmet. Now we will print all the parts. We will join all the parts by gluing them. We will tape the joints. I only need half the full-size helmet to make the molds. Other times I print the full helmet at 50%, but it is better to have the actual size to digitize the molds. To reinforce, I will put hot glue from behind. We will remove the paper tape. We will use kitchen film to cover the helmet. We will put it in sections using paper tape. We will also put paper tape on the film to cover the entire helmet. We will indicate the edges with a marker. I paint black the parts to remove, because they will be part of the thickness of the foam. We will apply varnish to unify, and make the mold more resistant, using a sponge. With a marker of another color, I will indicate the union lines and other cuts. Once I have indicated everything necessary, I will remove the coverage. Very careful not to lose anything from the mold. Also with a cutter, we can cut the molds. We will cut the surplus. We will transfer the molds to paper. The same with the rest of the molds. We will fill the gaps with paper tape. Curved molds need analysis to minimize cuts. Not only to avoid showing these cuts, but also to make it easier for the user to assemble the template. Sometimes it is necessary to modify certain parts of the original to achieve a good, accurate template. This curved mold also needs to see where and how it is convenient to make the cuts. This back tube, cut it like this, but it ended in another simpler way finally. I made 3 strips that join, one thin below and one above, and one large one in the middle. Before digitizing the paper molds, we will cut them. I fixed the mold on the screen with paper tape. Now I draw the border with a very fine marker on the screen. We removed the mold, and you can see that some lines I have already digitized, using the monitor light. I will begin to digitize with the mouse, the lines following the previously drawn. I will pass it quickly, so that you can see how I am digitizing the mold. To digitize the next mold, I need to clean what was drawn before with alcohol. I will do the same with the rest of the parts. I will separate the face part from the mouth and the chin. I'll start mirroring the missing symmetrical side. I also indicate the inclination of the central cylinder. Once we have everything digitized, we can make a mirror and start testing it. Here we have a problem mirroring. I have no space to cut. I will have to modify slightly until both sides do not overlap, managing to avoid assembly problems. The red lines are the edges of the letter page, and they let me see if I need to separate the mold. Sometimes turning it and placing it in space avoids separating it. I save each mold in vector format to print them. Now I will print the molds at 50% to be able to build the prototype and test them. Just in case, I keep the original molds. I printed the first test. Now I will work with the molds digitized and printed at 50% to make the prototype. To make the 50% prototype, I will use a foam half the thickness, 4 mm or 5 mm. Now we will cut. It is like making the normal helmet but at 50%. Instead of joining with contact cement, I use paper tape to temporarily join and validate. As I build it, I adjust the digital molds. To adjust, it is also necessary to disassemble and compare differences in the paper mold. Once I adjusted everything, I will make a final validation prototype. Finally, I develop the guides, instructions and other information of the template. This is the final prototype at 50%, with its accessories, like the macro binoculars and the range finder. I also developed the different versions of the clone trooper and other accessories, like the antennas and visor with lamp. Also, to make other helmets, I made other prototypes.